Hello, students. A very fresh and beautiful morning to all of you. I hope you all are in good health and taking great care of yourself. Welcome back to our English class. As you know, students, that we have started Unit 6 Beyond the Veil, Section 1, that is the Red Headed League. And I hope that you remember what is the story all about. We have completed scene 1. Here that we have the characters named Sherlock Holmes, who is the famous detective, Dr. Watson, who is the friend of Sherlock, James Wilson, that is the client, and he is a red-haired shopkeeper, right? He has a pawn shop, and he has one assistant named Vincent Spaulding. Then there is one person called Duncan Ross, who is also a friend of Vincent Spaulding, and you can also call him accomplice. That means he helps Spaulding in carrying out criminal activities. And one more person named Mr. Jones, who works for police. He is also a detective, but he works for police in the Scotland Yard. As you know that we have already done the first scene where Mr. Wilson comes and meet uh, Sherlock Holmes, and he talks about what all has happened. He lets him know that he was working for a red-headed league where he had to copy the encyclopedia, right? And this work was being shown by, or this work was brought to his attention by his assistant named Vincent Spaulding. And that person used to work for Mr. Wilson at half pay. That means आधी सैलरी पर काम करने के लिए रेडी था. And he also informed Wilson that he is an amateur photographer, and that's why he spent a lot of time in the cellar. Cellar is a kind of dark room which is normally in the basement. Okay, so वहाँ पर वो ज़्यादातर time spend कर रहा था. And he also told everything about himself. Wilson ने अपने बारे में भी Holmes को बताया. And he also informed that after working for around 8 weeks उसने काम किया रेड हेडेड लीग के लिए. And after that the red headed league was finished, and when he went to a person in the next building, there he came to know that there was no such person named Duncan Ross. In fact उसको एक आदमी के बारे में मालूम था जिसका नाम उसने मिस्टर विलियम मॉरिस बताया था. Okay, he said that that person name is William Morris, and he is a solicitor, and he booked that, or he rented that office till yesterday, and now he is gone. So उसने forwarding address दिया हुआ था जहाँ पे विल्सन गया, and when he went over there he found that there is no one. मतलब विलियम मॉरिस भी नहीं था और डंकन रॉस भी नहीं था. And then Wilson was quite he was quite surprised, and he felt that it's very strange that suddenly the red-headed league had finished, and also the person who were next to his office, they didn't know anything about the red-headed league. So Wilson, when he said that we need to find out the solution for this problem, the Holmes said that we would be finding out the answer for your problem by Monday. And they decide to go to the street, that is 6 Coburg Square, where the Wilson has his shop, right? और जहाँ पे वो उसका जो assistant है, right, Vincent Spaulding, he might be over there only. So both of them decides to go. Holmes and Watson decides to go to the street where there is a shop. So now let's see scene 2. Outside Wilson's shop in 6 Coburg Square, Holmes is walking up and down. Now and then he hits the ground outside the shop with his walking stick. Then he knocks at the door of the shop. Spaulding opens the shop door. The legs of his trousers are dirty. So when they reach over there on the street, the Holmes was walking up and down. He was going up and down the street. He was trying to find out something, and now and then, that means he often hit his stick. You can see the stick which is there in his hand, right? So he used to hit that stick on the ground as if he was trying to find out something. And we would come to know about it कि वो क्या ढूंढने का ट्राई कर रहा था उस वक्त. बट येस ही डिड दैट एट डिफरेंट डिफरेंट प्लेसेस ऑफ द शॉप. मतलब वहाँ पर जहाँ पर शॉप थी, at that place outside he just hit his stick on the ground to find out something. And then he knocked at the door. जो जेविस विल्सन का शॉप था वहाँ पर उसने नॉक किया. if you see this shop here, we have a shop named Jabez Wilson, right? So this is the shop which belongs to the client. And when the uh, Vincent Spaulding comes outside, if you see his trousers, see his trousers over here, those are dirty from the knees onward, right? As if he might have kneeled down somewhere where it was quite dirty. And if you see his steps, those were also quite muddy, right? So actually होम्स ने उसको बाहर इसीलिए बुलाया क्योंकि उसको नोटिस करना था कि what was Vincent doing inside. Okay, and when he came outside, Sherlock noticed that his legs are dirty. That means उसकी जो trousers है, those are dirty from knees onward. That means he might be kneeling down somewhere where there is mud, and that's the reason he is that dirty. So when the Spaulding came outside, उसने knock किया, right? So Spaulding came outside and said, "Can I help you?" Holmes said, "Yes. How can I get to the Strand?" Now the Strand would be another street name over here. So उसने उसको address पूछा Holmes ने. Now the thing is, Holmes is quite acquainted with that place. He knows everything about that place, but still he wanted to notice Spaulding, and that's why he started the conversation so that when he is involved in the conversation, he can have a look at the person. Spaulding said third on the right and fourth on the left. So he just gave the address and he just went inside the shop and closed the door. He goes back into the shop and closes the door. Holmes said, "He is a clever young man, Watson." Now that was related to something else जो अभी वॉटसन को पता नहीं चला कि उसने क्यों कहा. ठीक है, उसको ये समझ में नहीं आया कि होम्स ऐसा क्यों बोल रहा है कि ही इज़ अ क्लेवर यंग मैन, राइट? अभी एड्रेस तो किसी को भी पता हो सकता है. देयर इज नथिंग अबाउट एन इंटेलिजेंस ओवर हियर. So that's why he said that he is a clever young man, but Watson was not able to understand. So Watson said, "Is he? Why did you ask about Strand? You know London very well. You wanted to see him." So Watson ने उसको पूछा कि I know that you know all the address, you know the whole London very well. Then why did you ask the address? Did you wanted to see him? और उसको ऐसा लगा कि हाँ वॉटसन ने उसको इसीलिए पूछा होगा ताकि वो उसको देखना चाहता था, उसको नोटिस करना चाहता था. सो होम्स सेड, "डिड यू नोटिस हिज ट्राउजर्स?" सो उसने तो वो नोटिस किया था. सो ही आस्क्ड वॉटसन ऑल्सो दैट, "डिड यू नोटिस दैट?" So Watson asked, "His trousers?" "No, but I saw you hit the ground with your stick." So Watson ने उसको कहा कि yes, I didn't see his trousers, but yes, I noticed one thing, that is you were hitting the ground with your stick now and then. So Holmes said, "My dear Watson, there is no time for discussion. I must go and look at the roads behind Soixcoburg Square. You had to go to work." So Holmes ने उसको बोला कि see right now it's not a time for discussion. I have many things to see. And उसने कहा कि एक काम करो, तुमको कुछ और काम था, so you can carry on with that work because I need to go and look for the roads behind the Soixcoburg Square. मतलब जिस स्ट्रीट पे शॉप थी उसके आगे पीछे के जो स्ट्रीट्स है और जो रोड्स लगते हैं उसको लग के वो सारी चीज़ें मुझे एग्जामिन करनी है. सो यू कैन गो अहेड, आई हैव टू गो एंड लुक फॉर द थिंग्स. मतलब यहाँ पे कौन कौन सी शॉप्स है या कौन सा रोड लगता है, वेदर दैट रोड इज़ बिजी और कैसी शॉप्स है वहाँ पे, पॉश एरिया है एकदम, मतलब वेल टू डू पीपल शॉप करने आते हैं वहाँ पे, या फिर कैसा है, राइट. ही वॉन्टेड टू सी एवरीथिंग. So that's why he said that I would go and examine the roads behind. That means he would examine the streets, और वहाँ पे जो shops थी वो सारी चीज़ें वो देखने जाएगा. और वॉटसन को बोला कि ठीक है, यू कैन गो फॉर वर्क. सो वॉटसन सेड येस टू द हॉस्पिटल. उसने कहा आई हैव टू गो टू हॉस्पिटल. सो होम्स सेड राइट, but I want your help tonight. Come at 10 o'clock. So Holmes said that, okay, you can leave right now, but I would need your help tonight. So you need to come at home at 10 o'clock. Okay. So here he had already found out, you can say, he already got the he already got to know where the problem is. Okay. And इसीलिए उसने decide किया था कि वो उसको रात को 10 बजे बुलाएगा. Now let's see scene 3. The strong room at the bank with many boxes and crates in it. Holmes, Watson, and James are on the stage hiding behind some boxes. Now this is the scene inside a bank. Okay, it's a scene inside the bank. So the strong room means a room which is normally there in the bank to protect the valuable items and to protect the money. Okay, there is a room over there and that is called strong room. Now the third scene begins over there. It's a strong room in the bank and there are many boxes and crates. Crates means the wooden boxes which are normally used to ship goods. ओके, गुड्स को मूव करने के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, वैसा ही कुछ होगा वहाँ पे. एंड होम्स, वॉटसन एंड जोन्स आर ऑन स्टेज बिहाइंड सम बॉक्सेस. नाउ ओवर हियर दे हैवंट टॉक्ड अबाउट वन मोर कैरेक्टर, दैट इज़ द मैनेजर ऑफ दिस बैंक, जिसके स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम में वो लोग घुसे हैं. ओके, तो अभी ये जो शर्लॉक होम्स है, ही डिडंट गो अलोन विद दीज टू ऑफ देम, वॉटसन और जोन्स के साथ, लेकिन उनके साथ बैंक का मैनेजर भी था जो उनके साथ गया था. ठीक है, अभी वो चीज़ तुमको बाद में पता चलेगी कि वाई डिड दे गो टू द बैंक. बिकॉज इन सीन 2 यू नीड टू रिमेंबर वन थिंग, कि सीन 2 के अंदर जो वो होम्स था, ही टॉक्ड अबाउट अ स्ट्रीट, राइट. ही वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट द रोड्स विच ही हैड टू एग्जामिन, राइट. यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है he had to examine some roads which are behind Coburg Square, and also he was hitting the ground with the stick. Okay, so you need to remember these two things. And that also one more thing, that Spaulding's trouser was dirty and he came to know why it was dirty. Okay, so that's the reason कि ये सारी चीज़ें पहले हो चुकी है, जिसकी वजह से उसको कहीं ना कहीं उसके इंटेंशंस पता चल गए थे कि विंसेंट क्या करने वाला है. ओके, एंड दैट्स द रीज़न आफ्टर इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग द रोड्स एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स दे वेंट टू अ बैंक, और जहाँ पर स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम है और वहाँ पे ही ये तीनों है. होम्स, वॉटसन एंड जोन्स. जोन्स, इफ़ यू रिमेंबर, दैट इज़ अ पर्सन who is also a detective, but he works for police. Now they all are hiding behind the boxes. Holmes says, is everything ready upstairs, Mr. Jones? So उसने उसके साथ पहले से बात करके रखी होगी होम्स ने जोन्स के साथ. So उसको पूछ रहा है कि is everything ready upstairs? That means is everything done? So Jones said, my men are waiting at the front door of the bank near the shop. That means they are inside the bank. And what did they say? That at the front door, मतलब जहाँ पर बैंक है, right, शॉप के पास. Now this shop is not actually beside the bank, but yes, it might be over there only. So जो उसके आदमी है जोन्स के, मतलब उसके जो पुलिस के दूसरे लोग होंगे, they are waiting at the front door of the bank near the shop. So Holmes said, good, now we must be quiet and wait. So Holmes said, okay, we are here, and outside जो एक ही रास्ता है बाहर निकलने का, वहाँ पर भी पुलिस खड़ी है. सो होम्स ने कहा ठीक है, तो हम यहाँ पे रह के वेट करते हैं. ही पुट्स आउट द लाइट. द स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम इज़ डार्क, बट वी कैन से द मैन वेटिंग बिहाइंड द क्रेट्स. नथिंग हैपन्स. वॉटसन लुक्स एट हिज वॉच. सो ही पुट्स आउट द लाइट. दैट मीन्स जो स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम के अंदर जो भी लाइट्स है, ही जस्ट स्विच्ड इट ऑफ सो दैट दे थ्री न्यू कि वो तीनों है, लेकिन उसके अलावा किसी और को पता नहीं चले कि वो लोग उस रूम के अंदर है. दैट मीन्स द मैन हु आर वेटिंग ओवर देयर बिहाइंड द क्रेट्स दे न्यू कि हम तीनों इधर ही है, राइट. लेकिन अगर कोई और आता है वहाँ पर तो उसको पता नहीं चलेगा. And Watson was looking at his watch and he said, it's 11:15 Holmes. When मतलब he was about to say something and Holmes said, shh, don't imperil our investigation. That means do not put our investigation in danger. वरना जो चोर है, जो thief है, he might come to know that we are here and he would run away. So please do not imperil our danger. Do not ruin our plan, or else you won't be able to catch the thief. Now, suddenly, after some time, they saw that a light coming through the stone floor. Stone floor means वहाँ जो strong room है उसका जो flooring है, ठीक है, जो flooring है जो टाइल्स या स्टोन से बना होगा. सडनली उसके बीच में से कहीं से लाइट आ रही हो ऐसा लग रहा था. एंड सडनली द स्टोन गिव्स वे एंड उसमें से एक पत्थर था वो वहाँ से हट गया. मतलब सडनली किसी ने नीचे से, मतलब ज़मीन के अंदर से, somebody was there under the ground and he just moved the stone away. उसने वो जो ऊपर स्टोन का जो फ्लोरिंग था उसमें से एक स्टोन को हटाया. He moved it away. And first a hand with a gun comes out of the ground and then another hand. And who was that person who came out along with the gun? That was Spaulding. Spaulding comes out followed by Ross. And somebody else was coming behind him and that was none other than Ross. Ross कौन था? जिसने रेड हेडेड लीग स्टार्ट की थी, राइट. अगर आपको याद हो तो कि उसने रेड हेडेड लीग स्टार्ट की थी एंड ही वॉज ऑल्सो अ फ्रेंड ऑफ विंसेंट स्पॉल्डिंग. लेकिन उस वक्त उसको, विल्सन को मालूम नहीं था कि ये दोनों फ्रेंड्स है एंड दे कैरी आउट द क्राइम टुगेदर. सो स्पॉल्डिंग टू रॉस, नाउ हैव यू गॉट. सो he was about to give the hand and take him out. ठीक है, स्पॉल्डिंग तो बाहर आ गया पूरा. अभी उसको पता नहीं है कि वहाँ पे शर्लॉक है, ठीक है. he didn't know कि there are 3 people waiting for him to catch him. So he didn't know anything about that. So Spaulding said that okay, he was about to give hand to Ross and ask him कि चलो तुम भी ऊपर आ जाओ. With his light, Holmes comes out from behind his box and hits Spaulding's arm. So along with the light, Holmes comes out from behind the box. मतलब जो boxes और crates रखे थे जिसके पीछे वो लोग छुपे हुए थे वहाँ से Holmes निकलता है and hits Spaulding's arm. तो उसके हाथ में जो गन थी वो नीचे गिर गई. And Ross quickly gets back into the tunnel. That means there was a kind of tunnel which was being dug. ठीक है, वो टनल डग हुई थी और अभी वो रॉस उसमें से बाहर नहीं आया था. तो उसने क्या किया, वो वापस टनल के अंदर ही चला गया. जोन्स वॉन्ट टू स्टॉप हिम बट ही कैन नॉट. एंड जो डिटेक्टिव था, राइट, पुलिस था, ही ट्राइड टू कैच हिम बट ही वॉज नॉट एबल टू डू दैट. सो होम्स सेड यू कांट गेट अवे जॉन क्ले. होम्स ने कहा कि तुम ऐसे बच के नहीं जा सकते हो. यू कांट गेट अवे, यू कांट एस्केप. ओके, जॉन क्ले. और किसको वो जॉन क्ले कह रहा था यहाँ पे? हु इज जॉन क्ले ओवर हियर? दैट इज विंसेंट. ओके, नाउ हु इज जॉन क्ले? जॉन क्ले इज अ क्रिमिनल हु इज बीइंग वांटेड बाय द पुलिस. ओके, तो ये जॉन क्ले था और ये होम्स को पता चल गया था कि ही इज द सेम पर्सन, ही इज नन अदर देन जॉन क्ले. ओके, हाउ डिड ही कम टू नो? We'll come to know about it afterwards. Now Spaulding said, no, but Ross, my friend. So Spaulding ने कहा कोई बात नहीं, you just caught me, you didn't caught my friend Ross. So Holmes said there are 3 men waiting for him at the other end. So Holmes ने उसको बोला, no, don't worry, जहाँ से आए हो, जिस रास्ते से आए हो तुम, राइट, जो बैंक है जहाँ से तुमने रास्ता निकाला है या फिर जो शॉप है, कौन सी शॉप थी उनकी? विल्सन की शॉप, ठीक है, जहाँ से उन्होंने टनल बनाना स्टार्ट किया था. और वो टनल एंड कहाँ पे हो रही थी? बैंक के अंदर. ओके, बैंक का जो स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम था वहाँ पे एंड हो रही थी. सो उसने कहा डोंट वरी, our men are waiting outside and he would just get hold of him. So Spaulding said, "You think of everything, Mr. Holmes. You are very clever." So उसने कहा कि that's very clever about you that you also kept some person outside कि in case if we try to run out, there might be some person standing over there who would catch us. So Holmes said, "So are you, John Clay." So you are also very clever, John Clay. Your red-headed league was clever. So वो उसको बताता है कि तुम्हारा ये जो प्लान था रेड हेडेड लीग का, that was very clever of you. ओके, सो आई थिंक कि आपको ये वाला सीन समझ में आ गया. ठीक है, अभी जो सस्पेंस है वो बाकी है, बट येस वी केम टू नो व्हाट हैपन इन द बैंक. एंड इन द बैंक दे कॉट टू ऑफ देम, वन ऑफ देम इन फैक्ट जो है विंसेंट स्पॉल्डिंग, whose original name is John Clay, and they also caught another one that is Duncan Ross, but he was caught outside the shop जहाँ पे उसके लिए वो लोग राह देख रहे थे. ठीक है. So students, we would be doing the last scene, which is also a suspense, in the in the next video. Okay, and I hope that you are clear with these three scenes. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the live class.